Sebastien Bourdais. It is the Hamburger and French Fry Show.
Number 2 of the year.
Yeah, number 2. It is the Thursday evening. I don't even know where I am.
Don't even know where we are.
We've been drinking wine.
Have you?
No.
Me neither. I haven't driven yet though, but that's
okay,
all right.
Well, good. Try not to. Qualifying is over. Have a new lap record, overall lap record, all time, set by our friends at Mazda Team Yost. 26-year-old record held by PJ Jones, All-American Racers. Got about a quarter second below that. GTLM qualifying as well. There's a Ford on pole, but it sure looks like a Porsche. Tell us about qualifying, and is this one of those things where ahead of a 24-hour race you're concerned at all, or do you say, no, Pruett, you idiot, it's a 24-hour race, qualifying, meh?
Nah, there's no, you know, Pruett, you idiot. It's we're just slow. They made sure of that. They succeeded finally. So yeah, no, it's frustrating, but you know, we're not going to talk about our lot here. It's just I'm just going to talk about your beard. That's more fun. It's got a new blue beard. It's awesome. It's got some reflections and everything. It's great.
Yeah.
But no, as far as we're concerned, we're a little hosed. Let's put it this way. But like you say, in the end, it's a 24-hour race. A lot of things can happen, but on pace, we've been running tops when everybody's like, yeah, this sandbagging and this and that. No, we're flat out. We got nothing, and we're getting passed in the straight by GTD. So life is great. So it's gonna be pretty interesting in the race. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things up and down the paddock that obviously have stories. Like you said, you know, track record. So you know, pretty cool. Obviously, those DPIs these days are starting to be going pretty seriously fast, and you know, it's just a shame that we're just not following the trend a little bit. The gap's really large now to the DPIs, and it is the way it is. But I think it's going to be a great show at the front. A lot of really competitive cars, and really a big battle in GTDs as well. A lot of very competitive crews and cars and teams. And in GT Le Mans, I think it's pretty open. I don't think we have the real picture of what's going to happen yet.
Yeah.
Clearly, the Porsche is pretty quick, and the BMW should be way up there.
Really?
They're 65 kilos lighter than we are. They're about 40 horsepower, just about more than we are. So if they're not up there, I don't know what's going on. But I think you were not there last night, but Bobby Harrell even admitted it last night that they were going to turn the wick in the last 2 hours. So
wow.
That's interesting. But you know, we'll see. There's just a lot of stories up in that pit lane.
Speaking of pit lane, clearly our show is so popular, everybody with an engine is trying to fire it up so no one can hear us. I'd probably do the same thing, though.
No, that's just you showing up late. You've been holding me up for like 2 hours. Look at this guy.
That's not
so
a
not
lie.
only I don't get paid, but on top of that, he shows up 2 hours late and then blames us for it.
The worst part is I'm late because I interviewed the Penske team. So now you know where my priorities lie, unfortunately.
I know.
All right, so GTD you mentioned. We had the Via Italia team on pole. Not expecting that at all. One of the smaller, call it real privateer teams compared to some of the GTD entrants we would expect to be on pole. Do you like that part of this event as well? No, it's only qualifying, but there's still some cool, unexpected results.
I see a lot of guys running to a pace in qualifying here. I think we'll have a much different picture of what's going to happen during the race. I think everybody's just so afraid of that sanction of like, oh, if we show what's going to happen to us, are they going to change our restrictor? And we know the Ferrari is really quick. It's a really good car, and it's got a pretty good brake. It looks like on the BOP side. You know, I'll be interested to see what my buddies Jimmy and Sully have in the back. It doesn't seem like they're really on it right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they show really good pace in the race. They've been working on race stuff a lot, so that'd be interesting. And yeah, I mean, just like you said, very high density in GTDs. Obviously, the balance of performance is really like quite tight, and it puts a lot of cars into play. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how it develops over 24 hours.
Another thing I love, the Porsche that's on pole is currently revving its engine as much as possible to make sure we really can't be heard. So this is great. It's us against the world, Seb. We can take them.
Hey, we're in Daytona, guys, so if you haven't realized yet, there are engines and there's a lot of things around us
There are some motor racing vehicles here.
We're not electric racing here.
Thankfully. All right, so we're getting ready for night practice. I see you and Gene.
Oh, Max Papis is showing up. Oh my God, here we go. Oh my God.
How are we doing?
Hey, look, a little promotion from Max Papis. You know,
he's here. I'm wearing my Max Papis tribute shirt today.
Oh my God.
And we born in 96?
Wait.
Were you born in 1996?
He was 30 years old in 96. What are you talking about?
This year I'm gonna celebrate my 50th anniversary.
Are you that old?
Yeah, 50.
How are you older yet look better than me? Well, we know the answer to that.
I'm genetically superior. I'm Italian.
Jesus.
The stallion.
So while we got you here, don't go away. Tell us about what you've seen so far. We have a new lap record in DPI, overall lap record in prototypes. This seems like, wow, IMSA is really getting to a place where if you love speed, it's back.
I can tell you, I really love the feeling here because it just feels like back to the future. A lot of cars, a lot of really good competition. I gotta tell you the truth, I came here today mainly because I'm gonna have Zanardi cooking me a plate of pasta. Nice. And that's actually the truth. And I will be gone tomorrow morning and we'll watch you guys on TV. But honestly, just from the outside, what it looks like, a lot of professional people, a lot of enthusiasm, great cars, and it looks like being back in those 96, 97, 98 days where performance was everything.
Well, as a genetically inferior American, apparently, I guess that's all good advice from our Italian pal here.
You guys have a good day.
Thank you, brother.
That thing went downhill so fast again, I can't believe it.
Well, our first one, we had a guest appearance from your countryman, Simon Pagino. We got
the party
on
gets
here.
crashed all the time.
This is kind of fun. All right, so we're going into night practice here. Unless you have Nomex jeans on, it looks like you're not driving, or maybe you need to run in and change.
I am, but I think I'm the fifth wheel of the wagon,
Wow.
So it's just like they don't want to spoil you. So you usually run when it's dark and it rains. So the rain's not here yet, so they're waiting.
Good man, good man. Well, let's close on this. What is your team looking for tonight? The 4-chip Ganassi team. What are most teams looking to learn tonight in this one and only night session before we get into the race? For those who don't know why we go out when it's dark for practice.
Well, it obviously is the race where you have the biggest period of nighttime. The night is really long here in Daytona, so to get a car that works well at night, to know what kind of offset you have between compounds and balance shifts and everything, that's quite key. Last year was really key because there were no yellows and the gap stayed. And once you put someone lap down, they kind of stayed there, which is how we won the race. So we'll see how it shakes out. But yeah, sometimes pace can be everything, and sometimes it doesn't mean anything because it's all in the last hour or the last 30 minutes. But you got to be prepared for it.
All right, can't promise if we're going to have a hamburger and french fry show tomorrow. We'll try, but if not, thank you, Seb. What else should we tell folks? Tune in, NBC Sports, NBC as well. Yeah. Hopefully we'll be putting up some big
racing station now, so it's going to be the one-stop shop. So
are you planning on doing any donuts during a yellow, or just something to kind of,
I think if I ever do that, I'm fired.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we should also say thanks. RACER's Chris Medlin, our Formula One reporter, is our cameraman holding my iPhone on a little stick.
Multitasking.
Well, multitasking, that's a demotion. This man's interviewing Lewis Hamilton most days of the week. He's holding my damn phone for this. I feel bad for him. His career shot. He's a young man.
We're hot shots, man.
Yeah, huh? Straight to the bottom.
Thanks for watching.